Hello. It's good to be here with you again, Tending Tuesday. It's turning out to be one of my favorite, uh, favorite experiences to be able to talk with you each Tuesday and share with you what's going on for me and particularly what's going on in the areas of imagination and dream tending. So, I am literally 10 minutes, 15 minutes post offering a clinical workshop on dream tending. We put it out there. We said, look, I'm going to talk about dream tending in relation to the clinical practice, which is another way of saying for helping professionals. You know, clinicians, somatic body workers, art therapists. There's so many in different fields, in different arenas. So many of us are opening our hearts and our souls and offering our work to people that are in need, right? Family, friends, colleagues. So I'm touched, and that's why I'm sharing this with you just right now. I just thought, there's never a better time than when you've been moved by something deeply than to put it out there and share with others. So we were talking, and I spent an hour and a half, and we were talking about this, that. I was talking about the clinical implications of dream tending. I was talking about how when we work with dreams, we're paying attention to the characters, we're paying attention to the landscapes, we're paying attention to the actions in the dream and to the emotions in dream. I was talking about these kinds of things. I was talking about the four orienting ideas of dream tending, that dreams are settle in the context of the multidimensional psyche, that dreams are alive, the second orienting idea, that everything is dreaming, the plants, the landscapes, the oceans, the creatures of the world, everything is dreaming. And to you, that dreams are happening in the here and now, the pull of the future always at work within the context of dream. So I was offering people, the orienting ideas of dream tending as a practice, and then we opened it to questions. And that's where I got so deeply touched, which is to say, when we think about working with dream, tending dreams, what we're doing is evolving, deepening our relationship to the figures of dream. And I shared with the folks, there's three questions that really underpin dream tending, as we know, all of us know, as a dream tending community, right? Who's visiting now? Not what does this dream mean? Who's visiting now? What's happening here? Not what does this dream have to do with me, only what's happening here and now in this dream. And that third idea, what is the dream's desire? What is the pull of the future? Not all dreams have to do with the past. And not all dreams are part of my developmental history. Yes, they comment. Of course they do. What is the dream's desire, right? What is the pulse, the code that's moving through the dream that touches me personally, that invites me into the possibilities of the future? And then I paused and a question came, well, what about these dream figures? You've mentioned that and you deepen your relationship with them, then what? And how do you work with them? And then I remembered, how important it is to deepen our relationship with these figures of the soul. They're not just explanations. They're not only present in the need of interpretation. Do you know? They're more than that. They're living, embodied images. They're entities. They are companions. They are soul companions. That's who these figures are. And the extent that we tend to their presence, to the extent that we deepen our relationship with them, is the extent that they know us as much as we begin to know them. And then we have the capacity to listen to their stories. And what moved me so much is that as we deepen these relationships, as I deepen my relationship to these figures of soul, they in turn open themselves to me, to each of you, to each of us. They not only are part of our community that's outside, the community of dream tending, they are also part of an inner community that each of us attends to. And as we attend to them, they attend to us. And I remembered working with two people in particular this last year in the hospital. alone. Nobody able to come and be with them. Not family, not friends, and they were in severe situations. We all know this scenario, and many of us, many of you, have had these experiences, not being able to go visit, you know. And then I remembered how important it was in both of those hospital visits that I had worked with these folks in the dream time. Both of them had cultivated relationship with their particular soul companions. Both of them had created something, first a sketch, then they did a walkabout and found something in the world place that represented these figures, and their relationship with them deepened over the months, particularly in dream tending community, that deepened. Dialoguing, drawing, listening, additional dreams coming forward, opening even more fully, more deeply. And I thought, when I shared with the people that were gathered today, the group of clinical folks, the clinicians, I thought, perhaps there's no bigger takeaway. There's all the clinical interventions, yes, we did some of that. All the therapeutic opportunity, yes, we did much of that. And two, that person in the hospital alone, to then have their soul companion along with, something different happens. You're feeling not as isolated, not in such despair, not so separated from your community, And in one instance, death was close, was nearby. And yeah, there was an opportunity for loved ones to gather for a moment. Certainly standing outside, looking through the window, waving and sending love. And two, that figure right on the hospital table next to the bed, present now, an eternal of the psyche, a figure of the deep soul, a person that will companion us deeply into the transitions and through the transitions, along with. I was so deeply touched. And that's what I wanted to share with you this Tuesday. In community together, let's support one another. Let's support one another in cultivating relationships between each of us as dreamers, and two, let's support one another in deepening and cultivating our relationships with these dream figures, these soul companions, so that as we befriend them, they in turn befriend us. I remember, was it James Hillman, who I was very, very close to and worked collegially with and so on and so forth. And he, is very much a thinking type, for sure, with elegance and extraordinary intricacy and brilliance. I'll never forget what he said. It touched me so deeply. He said, one of the most enriching parts of my life is to deepen relationship with these figures of psyche, because as I bring my eros, as I bring my love to them, they in turn bring their love, their eros, back to me. As we love these figures, they in turn love us. So my friends, wishing you a great week, looking forward to being with you personally and or through this medium in the days to come. Be well and take good care.